Would love to hear down below exactly what works for y'all and what's not, what you're looking forward to trying, what you're gonna make, who you're gonna share them with, all that good stuff. So looking forward to hearing all that feedback from each and every one of y'all. Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick video today of how our muscadines are doing, just kind of give you a recap. Today is the 16th, so we are fertilizing. For us, that's 1010 today, but for you, it might be calcium nitrate, depending on which order you started. Don't forget, you're gonna be alternating those. Join us in today's video so you can see us kind of updating how these are looking and what we've got going on in our upper vineyard as well as the lower vineyard. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Dean Family Acres. Hey guys, mid-May here in upstate of South Carolina, and we are working on fertilization. You can see our bag there. So today we got our muscadines fertilized, handful or two around each and every vine. Just wanted to update you on how some of those new vines are doing that you might have seen the videos on before, those super rare varieties that good luck trying to find some of them from a couple weeks ago that we shared about, as well as how some of our other vines are doing. You see we got some pretty good growth going here, and overall we want to just keep pushing towards having good production this year so that we can enjoy what we've got. Always projects going on. This week trying to do as much as possible, edited or unedited as much as possible, so I can get a few other things out. If you hadn't been watching our shorts, I'd encourage you to. I've been posting several videos from a mission trip we did about a month ago now of our trip to Ecuador. So if you hadn't seen any of those, you're wondering why in the world is this guy posting videos from Ecuador. We actually went on a mission trip there about a month ago to be able to share the good news to some folks there. And it was a great trip. Really enjoyed it, but we've got some stuff we got to get done in regards to editing some of those videos for this weekend for some stuff at church. So that's my editing time this week. But let me turn the phone around, let you guys see exactly how things are going up here, and then we'll go to the other vines that we've got. So you might be wondering what that sound is. I actually clipped our drip line that's supposed to be doing like this one here. I clipped one of these with my lawnmower when I was mowing grass last time, and it broke off. And it's shooting out everywhere. So I actually found one of them. I broke off too, but got 2 leaks going now. I'm gonna have to go to the shop and find another. If y'all have seen any of Shane from Kinfolk Farm's latest videos, note to self, make sure that you always have extras of different things because you might need them. He's been trying to fix water lines too. All right, so let's get going in regards to talking about the vines here on this side. This whole row is Ruby Crisp. Things are going well. Just of note, if you hadn't been on our videos before, all three of these have died at some point due to cold. And the one at the end died the first year, and then these two died the next year. When we get down to the end, I'll see which year we planted these. I'm thinking it was 2022 or 2023. Let me cheat because I know I planted them the same year as this late fry before we get down to the end. Yeah, so 2022. And y'all please forgive the blue glove. I don't like touching the fertilizer with my bare hands. So that's what that's from. And I got a couple more vines to fertilize before I get done for today. Anyway, so 2022, this one died in the winter of 22-23 and came right back up and has done really well, except for my lack of pruning. We pruned that back correctly this year. This one and this one died in winter of 23-24. This one popped back pretty well. This one barely put out some growth in, I think, August of 24. So I left it. It grew some last year. I probably should have pulled it, to be honest with you, but I got 2 cordons this time in case one dies, then I can keep rolling with another one. That's why I did, actually not cordons, I got 2 trunks And then I'm going to still do the traditional, like Ison's calls for, going down the line. And need to come out and pinch the end of these a little bit. If you hadn't ever seen anyone do that, just pinch the end off. That way that growth will go somewhere else and it won't grow that far out. Really should have probably pruned that back sooner. Anyway, this is a Ruby Crisp. You can see we've got some clusters. These are not necessarily going to be your fruit, but they will be your blooms. You can see there they are putting on really, really well, putting on some pretty good growth. These both produced really well this last year, so I think they should be fine. If you saw our video about pruning, this one here, it has grown approximately, 14 inches there this year. And our goal is to, again, get it here to the end. And the reason it's growing kind of weird like that is we cut a big cordon off here because it was kind of growing down. And we want that to be straight coming out. You can see this side how well it looked. And we actually have, I don't know if we have any eggs or not. Nope, and they might have given it up, but there's a little bird's nest in there. You can see potential for lots and lots and lots of fruit. I do kind of let it bush out on the end. It is what it is, but that's all right. Next, we've got Supreme. You can see here what we've got set up. Video on this is coming out. Comment down below if you know what these are. But Supreme's doing well. You can see we planted it in 2023. I always get questions about where'd I get these from. If you flip it over, it's actually the rabies tag for our pets. We never put it on them. We just keep them in the house, and then when they expire, they make excellent tags. Also, can tops work very, very well. Excuse the water, making a lot of noise there. Get some growth, trying to get this one again down the end. This is the one that the deer ripped off in year one. You can see it was all the way down here and ripped it off. Thankfully, that deer fence has been doing really, really well. Next is Black Beauty. I get comments from folks talking about Black Beauty is not a very strong vine, or it's a bad producer, that kind of thing. It might not necessarily overcrop like Ruby Crisp and Supreme will, but man, they put on some pretty good berries. You might wonder, why do I have these extra long ones going? I got a long one there, I got a long one here, and I got one going way too long here. We're gonna do the same thing we did down there with those plastic bags. This is my late fry. I've gotten several comments on that. Yes, this thing is 4 years old and has barely put any growth on. We hammered it last year with fertilizer just to see. And I said, you know what? It's getting a replacement next to it this year. We'll still let this one grow. Hopefully we might get some late fry berries or fruit, but we got a replacement that we're growing up. And this is a Supreme. You can see there, I do have 2 trunks going, but I honestly might do 2 like I did that Ruby Crisp, since both Supreme and Ruby Crisp are a little bit prone to cold damage. Next, this is it, guys. This is the one y'all been waiting on, everyone's looking for. If you ask me where I got it, I can't tell you, and I can't tell you exactly how to find anymore. But this is a Majesty. You can also see I need to get water set up over here. I've got a hose running on my makeshift water setup that I did a video of, but I never edited it. But basically we added water coming from here. We had to fix this because we had a busted line. Put a line here, actually did a second poly line just in case, because good chance there's another row going down there, and I wanted to be able to separate them by different ones getting watered when. But got water line coming up here, and I've just got a hose hooked to it for now. I was watering that Majesty before. This was a second Majesty. I'm 99.9% sure it's a goner. This one is a Pam. You can see we've got a little bit of black rot. I don't really spray. That's one reason I grow stuff at my house. If it got a whole lot worse than this, I might put a little Immunox on it. But I honestly think it's going to be perfectly fine as we kind of work through everything. But again, that's Pam. It's a large bronze female, and they are absolutely delicious. Last one here is a sweet mix. It is right at being able to go on the trellis there. I need to remember to bring out some zip ties. I've tried to kind of get the tendrils to do their thing. They don't want to do it, but so that's sweet mix. It's doing well. We really have to get up a wire here for our water line. We did well to get the trellis up. Honestly, looks like it needs to be tightened up a little bit more, but we need to get a water line up there so that it can water this year. Let me turn the camera around. I'll tell you one other thing. So before we walk down to the other vineyard, I just want to make a comment. And I have people ask all the time about our muscadines and what's the trick and why did they do so well. There are multiple different things to that, but you got to have a good trellis. If you don't have a good trellis, you're going to be in a hot mess in a couple of years. See people trying to wing it all the time. I can't say I haven't winged it. Our first trellis that we ever did ended up being with 4x4s, and we used the right kind of wire, but it's over time, if it was much longer, it would be a problem probably. So just remember that you got to get a good trellis. Other thing is, you know, you got to prune them appropriately. You can't just leave them and let them bush out at the base. I see that all the time if you're driving down the road around us. Just, I'm guessing it's probably because people planted them years ago and then just didn't think about them, didn't pay attention, and then they fuss that they don't get good production. You absolutely have to prune these things appropriately. You want a clean trunk. Year one, you can leave them. You know, you can leave them and let them kind of get their thing and establish. But that, if you can train up a trunk and then prune it off, pinch it off, that's the way to do it. I honestly have even, if I knew it was established pretty well, I've kind of pruned them back myself as well with that first year. So trellis pruning. Number 3 is watering. If you're just gonna plant these and leave them, you'll get some grapes, but they will not be great production. You'll have some issues there. You know, it just, you won't get what you think. You also won't get the growth, and we have living proof of this. This second trellis here, it took us a while to get the water up on it, and with it ended up, I think that's one thing that kind of hampered the late fry there. So we got to get that water up on the third trellis so that those can take off and grow. And then the fourth thing is fertilization. We've already talked about that. I'm about to leave my bag of fertilizer over here. Triple 10 and calcium nitrate are your friends for muscadines. Alternate those every 15 days-ish. So do one on the 1st, then do one on the 15th. You're going to run April through July. I would say if you're any further north than, I don't know, Augusta, Georgia maybe, then you probably don't want to fertilize that last time in July, because I've had too many vines die back, especially if it's a vine that is known to be a little bit weak in the wintertime. So don't forget your fertilizer. That's number 4. Number 5 is enjoy them. You got to enjoy your muscadines. If you planted too many, you got the bug bit you and you planted too many, then next thing you need to do is make some good friends, family, and connections, because you're probably going to have more than enough for your jelly and those things. But you want to definitely make sure that you're sharing with other people. So I want to let y'all see this right here. Those right there are absolutely beautiful Asiatic lilies. I planted those, got them off clearance 2 years ago. They've done really, really well. Flipping around over here to the hall vine. Y'all have seen us work on it several times as well. This is honestly one of our absolutely best vines, and it is hard for me to kind of talk bad about it. I will talk bad about this one right here and him being lazy. Look at this. You know what this is from? That's from deer on his fence. paying them no attention. Gunner, you gotta do a better job. Anyway, we get this one fertilized, and again, 2 good handfuls, 1 on each side. And then we also have a fry we put on this side too. We'll get fertilized, and then we'll talk just a little bit more and wrap up today's video, guys. All right, guys, so hopefully that's been super helpful for you getting to see how our muscadines are doing here in the upstate of South Carolina. Remember, we are in zone 8A, and things are going well here. The only damage we've really had is one of the supreme vines that we put on the back side back there to replace one. Deer nipped it, but I think it should recover. I'm gonna put a little fence around it. I think we got some predators on multiple different levels. Issues, we've lost like 8 chickens in the last week. Pretty certain it's a fox. I've had to start catching my chickens and putting them in the small house because I'm down to 1 rooster and 4 hens. We had 20 something hens last year, but here recently is where we've really lost a lot, and it's been kind of been a pain. Anyway, this video is not about chickens, it's about muscadines. So we'd love to hear you guys feedback with what you've got going on in your place, which ones are doing well, which ones are struggling, those kinds of things. I'm hearing that some of the newer varieties from University of Arkansas might be a little bit weaker. I don't know if that's true, or if they're just, it's just something new. You know, new vines, when they come out, it's hard to know what you got. And if you got a small, limited size of people who are trying them, that's a whole nother deal. But we'd love to hear down below exactly what works for y'all and what's not, what you're looking forward to trying, what you're gonna make, who you're gonna share them with, all that good stuff. So looking forward to hearing all that feedback from each and every one of y'all as we just continue to push forward and try and get things done on our place. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all watching and just providing feedback and interacting. That's what makes this special and keeps us pushing to keep doing it. If there's anything in particular you would like to see, please let us know. We will do our best to try and highlight those particular things, even if it's just in a short. I would encourage you, if you're not watching shorts, go check those out. We've been trying our best to put out a couple of those a day for the last month. People seem to like it. I don't know what it is, but sometimes it's just easier to kind of just do a quick one too. So love to hear you guys' feedback in regards to that, because we do this stuff not only to kind of keep our record straight of what's where, and just to have a record of going back every so often and seeing how things are doing at certain times of the year, but also hearing you guys' feedback, and also just made some great friendships through YouTube. So thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one. Don't forget to remember who's truly in control. And if you hadn't already committed your life to him, I would strongly encourage you to surrender yourself and let him take control. Y'all have a good one.